Three minutes, everybody. We're going to start in 3 minutes, everybody. But we didn't want to make you wait. Say, wait a second. These guys are on colored people time, right? I just say one thing while you get yourself together. Don't pay me no mind. I just run my mouth a little bit. But woo, this African heat out here is something else. So I ain't going to front. Like I said, I am in an apartment now that I do not control certain amenities. So we don't have the AC, but we have fans. So since I have to cut the fan off to not make the background noise, I got to keep this big behind towel and, wipe my face. But it don't look too cool. But I'm going to be real. I'm not going to sit here and sweat.
Who cares? Say,
people, rumors start. I think he's using heroin. He's fiending for it. Looking at something,
ridiculous.
So sit tight, everybody. We're going to get these cards together, and we're here. We just want to let you know that, I don't want to have you wait and whatnot, so we're just showing our face from now on at this point. Now, the chat room is on the computer that's way up on the stand here, and there's one way up in front of me. And I have to do one of these numbers to kind of see, so I'm going to go look at the chat room through my phone in the meantime.
Okay.
I'm just glad to be here. And, yes, I'm not afraid to show my face. It's just that sometimes when you want to get down in an introspective conversation, it's like, you just want to focus on that. Let me go into the chat room right here.
Okay.
Okay, I was looking at some boxing here. So let me just, I've looked at a lot of stuff today. But I'm glad everybody is here. I want to welcome everybody here to the show. It's going to be a phenomenal show. Let me see. Let me hit this here. All right. And I'll be working behind the scenes, and I'll be right here making sure everything is running okay.
Is that Sharon? Is that my friend Sharon up in here? Hi, Sharon.
Sharon, how are you?
Empress Ella G.
Yes. Empress Ella G. That's right. We only have a few people in right now, but once we get going, I'm going to make sure to distribute even more and get more people in, because this is a surprise. Realistically, we didn't schedule this from a month ago.
Right.
Is anticipating the drum roll, please. We didn't have that, so it's like, woo! We caught them. We Pearl Harbored them. We surprised them. Wow! But you're looking well. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yes. You see, even though we just recently connected within months or whatever have you, you have one of those spirits that even though we just physically connected face to face or via computer, it's like we can go back to the good old days. You had a spirit known you for a long time. I'm very comfortable.
What's up, man?
I don't know.
I'm part of the family, man.
Family. That's what I was gonna say. It's like I know your family members. Right? Anyway, I pull out this big towel and wipe my face. I'm sweating more than if I did 15 rounds in the boxing ring. But I love it, though. This is one thing about being here. No matter what you're eating, it's purging your system all the time.
Right. You're always detoxing. The one thing I noticed,
too, sometimes, you do that gut check. Maybe, when you get a little older, you notice this more. That, okay, before I leave, let me make sure, do I have to use the restroom for any reason whatsoever? Okay, I don't have to go. But here, since coming here, you don't have to worry about that as much, because I noticed I said, I'm not going to the bathroom as much to tinkle. We'll put it this way. I'm always sweating. So there's no need for that.
Right.
So my bladder is like, we love Africa, man, because you drink a lot of liquid and you work us a whole lot, but we can get this off other ways. So that's one thing you notice. That's one thing you really notice. So, wow.
But that's good.
Yes.
And you know what? In general, now is a really good time for everybody to be trying to purge and detox and cleanse. There's that. Yeah,
more so than ever before, and not even just on a physical level. I'm not trying to preach to the choir, but it's just on levels, because listen, there are a lot of layers with people around us that we think we know them, but we don't really know them.
Right.
And even when we see the happy face that they give, and say, for example, they may have a lot of toxicities that They're nice people with bad toxicities, or they're evil people with bad toxicities. It doesn't mean because you just see their happy face that you don't feel it, or you're not affected by it. You know, there are a lot of sweet, sugary drinks out there that have poison inside of it that, oh, this thing tastes so good, but
delicious.
You're killing yourself.
Right.
Exactly. And there are people out there that are like that their spirits taste delicious from the surface, but they're really poisoning you. And when you get these headaches and when you feel this depression, I don't feel like doing nothing today, or why am I so angry? You're picking up on those things because we're very sensitive individuals.
Exactly.
I mean, I know you know this. I'm just killing time until you're ready.
No. And it's good. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's part of what I kind of want to talk about today is our friendships and our relationships and the people that we have around us, and really discerning where when you see those little red flags. So like you said, most of the time you see the smile, but every now and then you see something that makes you kind of like pay attention to that, because there are people who are around you just to feed off of your energy, just to feed off of your good vibes.
Yes.
Or, they see you and they say, okay, well, I feel like this person is successful. I feel like this person is going places. I want to be around for that. I want to be around to benefit from that. I'm not adding to that. I'm not helping, but when anything pops off, I want to be there so that I can reap some benefits. So you've got to be very careful, because that energy will actually kind of hold you back from what it is that you're trying to do and accomplish,
That's right.
So that's part of today. Of course, I'm always going to do like the love and relationship stuff, because that's that's what I like to do. But I do want to do a few, for anybody who has any questions about their purpose or what they're doing or where they're at right now. We can get into that, and then also
just want to give a big shout out to Janelle Smith. She's here on Facebook, so nobody else is seeing her.
Okay.
She's on Facebook, but we're on YouTube, so I can see all of them from different platforms, but you couldn't see it. So
Hi, Janelle.
Yes. And everybody else that I didn't see, because now people are filing in right now. I did acknowledge a few people. We have Queen Greatness, Amare, Sean Robin, Militia. Who else? Sean Robin, Linda Petty. I know there's always somebody when it's scrolling up, I miss one and say, you don't love me no name anymore. Why didn't you call me out?
Right.
Because if you see what I feel like, I'm in the cockpit of an airplane, like I feel like Captain Kirk. Captain's Log, Starship Enterprise.
All right.
The boldly go where no podcast has gone before. That's right. But I love it though. I love it. Built for this, made for this.
That's right. So I want to say an official hello to everybody. Hello to everybody in the chat. And let's just, I guess we can get into it. I guess what do I want to do with my chat? I want you guys to be engaged. Okay. So I want to make sure that everybody who's here and then everybody who's to come also gets, some sort of benefit out of what we have going on today. So
exactly. So you can't see me now, but you can hear me.
I can still hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So let's see. I have
and occasionally I pop my big head in every now and then. You know what I mean? But I'm here.
Okay. All right.
So
just to go a little bit off of what we talked about before, right now, we do have a warfare that's going on, and a lot of people are paying attention to what's going on in the news and current events and things like that. But if you notice, what's going on in the news is a lot of fear mongering and a lot of things that are going to affect you on an emotional level, but also on a what's going to happen with my future type of level. So I kind of want to get everybody to focus more on what you're feeling and how you're reacting to what's going on, because that's very important. Collectively, if my vibration is high and your vibration is high and your neighbors and your cousin and your brother, it helps the collective. It helps everyone. If I'm over here and I'm low, I'm worried or I'm nervous or I'm experiencing anxiety, then that it kind of creates clouds, right? It pulls it down, it pulls down. So we're trying to raise up, because right now is a time where a lot is possible. You know, if you wanted to start your own business, or if you have your own business and it's time to flourish, this is a really, really good time to focus on those things versus, you know, should you get jabbed? Should you not? Who got it? Who didn't get it? What's going to happen? Can you travel? Can you not travel? You know, there's just so many aliens are here. What do they look like?
Someone the other day gave me a dap.
You know, and there's a lot going on. So let's focus on keeping ourselves centered. Let's focus on keeping ourselves, you know, you can't be positive 100% of the time. It's, you know, that's a fairy tale, but you can have an intention that you're going to try to be as positive as you can be, despite everything that's going on around us and going on around you. Yes. So in the chat, I want people to let me know if you're comfortable with sharing any challenges that you feel like you've been having lately, just on a day-to-day. You know, I know in my personal life, I know a lot of people have been complaining about being tired or feeling just unmotivated, or, you know, confused or spacey, just not feeling really connected. So if there's anything that you guys, you know, are feeling that you kind of want to get rid of, just let me know. And those will be some things that we can focus on. All right. What I want to do for, you've been tired, Queen Marat? Yeah, tiredness. I want to do a little sound therapy. You know, I don't have a bowl, but there's just really simple things that we can do to just kind of bring us back to this moment right here. So I want everyone who's listening to kind of close your eyes and just focus on just being here, okay? And I'm gonna clear out the energy. I want everybody to breathe in and breathe out, and just focus on breathing. Okay, so I don't know about you, but I feel a little bit more relaxed. I feel a little bit more connected.
I just woke up. That was so powerful. Just playing, you know, I'm a clown.
I know. Okay, so I see a few people have been talking about feeling tired. I see one person talking about feeling confused and not themselves, feeling lost. Okay, so I feel like the first reading I kind of want to go with is a life purpose reading. And just to give, you know, it's not going to resonate with everyone. Let's just get that out there, you know. So if you feel like I'm saying anything and it's not clicking with you, that's okay. You know, it's a lot of people in the chat. There's going to be people who watch it afterwards. So some messages may resonate, some may not. So don't ever feel like if I'm saying anything and it's not connecting, that it's not, you know, that it's a lie, or that, you know, I'm just making it up, because it may connect with someone else. Okay. All right. Sharon, you said you feel stuck. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and, how do I want to do this? I'm going to have 3 items that I want everybody to focus on. I'm going to do 3 groups. Oh, okay. Yes. All right. So group number 1. All right. I have this little dragon. He's a purple and gold dragon. Purple is my favorite color. All right. So this is for group number 1, if you resonate with the dragon. Group number 2, we have an Orgone pyramid. So this pyramid is very good for diffusing negative energy. This pyramid is also very good for if you have a lot of electronic devices. Say you have a desk at home, or, you know, you have a router, you have this, you have that. Placing these in certain areas helps to diffuse that energy. And then we have a quartz crystal stone. Okay, this is just very clear, powerful energy. So I want you guys to See which one of those things that resonated with you the most, and that will be your reading. So again, group number 1 is the dragon. Group number 2 is the pyramid. And then group number 3 is the quartz crystal. Okay, I'm seeing Lakeisha's talking about anxiety. All right. Okay, so let me get your messages ready. Let me know in the chat which group you picked, group 1, 2, or 3. And we'll see what your messages are. Okay. All right, so what's the first message we have? This is for group number 1, okay? First message we have for group number 1 is retreat, okay? It says time alone in nature will help you to recharge. There we go. So for those of you who feel like you've been stuck or feeling lost or confused, that's kind of pointing to not being very grounded. So going outside in nature, something as simple as just walking in the grass with your bare feet, you know, touching a tree, sun gazing, sitting out and letting the sun just, you know, those things will help you to feel more connected into yourself, less spacey, less lost, okay? So when we talk about feeling stuck, I want to pull some cards to maybe give us some messages. Okay, what are the messages for group 1? Can we get some more messages for group number 1? Okay, messages flying all over. All right. So the first message we have for group number 1, we've got the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. So this talks about being selfish, not really giving and receiving, just focusing on either or, either giving too much or just worrying about what you're going to get, what's for you. Some of this can represent an abuse of kindness, you know, one-sided relationships. So with the 6 of Pentacles, we want to work on balancing out our energy. If you feel like you're a giver, you know, that's great. It's really good to want to help others and, you know, give to others. But in order to balance that energy, you have to make sure that you're also able and receptive to getting help. You know, a lot of us are not comfortable receiving help. Okay, it's not so much that we don't have help or we don't have people around us that will help. We just don't have the energy of receiving. We're always in the energy of giving. So part of your focus is, you know, every day making sure that you release feelings of pride, all right, feelings of anxiety around, you know, being helped, and feelings of inadequacy, because a lot of times not accepting help is just a feeling of either that you don't deserve it or it just makes you feel uncomfortable because at some point in your life, you've programmed yourself to feel like you should do it all, that you're, you know, you can't trust others, that you only rely on yourself. You know, you may have heard that. Be independent, rely on yourself, trust yourself. And so you have this program now where, yeah, you don't mind helping other people, but when it comes to you, you're not receiving that help. So if that resonates, I need you to kind of shift your focus, because this is something that this card is for me as well. You know, it's shifting that focus into always feeling like you've got to do everything yourself and by yourself, and, you know, recognizing where there are sources of help that will help you to maintain your own balance so that you're not always, you know, doing it all and giving. Okay. Next card we have out is the 3 of Swords in reverse. So this is pointing to some sort of grief, or, you know, a relationship that ended, or some type of heartache, some type of it's not so much that it's emotional anymore. It's still in your thoughts. It's something that you're having a hard time letting go of. For some people, this could be closure in, you know, a relationship, whether that's romantic or personal. Okay. So it's taken a while. And so there's something here that needs to be healed. And the way we heal ourselves, firstly, is to allow ourselves to feel the pain. You know, a lot of us try to block it out, whether we just decide we're going to just go out and do more things. Some people drink, some people smoke, you know, some people use sex. Whatever it is, it's like we've got to put those things to the side and really sit down and say, wow, I was hurt by that. Wow, you know, I've been hurt by this for a long time. And accepting that and not placing any blame on yourself or not trying to, you know, figure out the wheres or the whys, just letting that pain flow through you so that you can get past it. And, you know, in connection with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, for some of you, the reason why you're afraid to allow others to help you is because there's a pain. So it's almost a trigger. It triggers something in you back to somebody that you trusted who let you down. It sounds like I'll never trust anybody again. You know, it's like we're in that energy, like never again, and never gonna get me again. But you know, you're making it hard for yourself right now. Because the next card we have is the 8. Well, it's the Strength card, which is 8 in tarot. My lighting is making it hard for you guys to see. So with the Strength card coming up in the reverse, this is pointing towards your vulnerability. You know, for some, you feel like vulnerability is a weakness. For some of you, you feel like if you're vulnerable, it makes you doubt yourself. It makes you doubt your independence, right? Because that's what kind of the focus is. So the big picture with these 3 cards is telling us that, you know what, I'm afraid to open up. I'm afraid to allow others inside. I talk myself out of getting help. I talk myself into feeling like I don't deserve help. So that's, you know, to me is pointing towards, okay, what hurt you? You know, we have this phrase, everybody's saying, who hurt you? You know, so it's like, okay, what hurt you? You know, do we actually know, or is it something that we just, you know, piled on things on top of to hide, and now it's rearing its head? And that's why, you know, we wind up feeling stuck and feeling confused, because it's time to move forward. It's time to do something, but we're afraid. Right. And so now we're on the hamster wheel. Now we're on the loop. I want to do it. I want to do it. Oh, I'm scared. And then you're just going around and around. So group number 1, that's part of what you need to focus on. And so time alone in nature. OK, retreating, your initial message, getting some time to yourself to recharge. You know, if the world's not going to fall apart if you take a break from being a part of, you know, helping or taking care of this or being the one. It's not going to fall apart. You know, what will fall apart is your world if you burn yourself out. You know, if you get to a point where you exhaust yourself, and then you can't help nobody. You can't help a damn person if you get to a place where, you know, you're not able to even help yourself. So for anyone who has any questions about what their purpose, what their true purpose is, what they're really here to do. You know, a lot of people are fed up with what they're doing because, you know, when we do things specifically to make money, you know, of course, we got to pay our bills. You have to make money. And, you know, we've been indoctrinated to pick certain, you know, paths, or you may have found yourself on a path, but right now you may not be feeling fulfilled. And if that's something that's important to you, because to be honest, a lot of people, that's not an importance. Being fulfilled represents getting a certain amount of money every paycheck, every year, being able to afford certain things, being able to live a certain way, and that's their fulfillment. Everybody is not worried about what their true purpose is. So if this is something that is a concern for you, I'm going to pull 2 cards, all right? And we'll see, you know, if that resonates for anybody in group number 1. And then we'll go ahead and we'll move on to group number 2. So can I get 2 cards for group number 1 to help anybody who's interested get on their purpose? All right. All right. So the first message out, we have practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. So group number 1, this is basically letting me know that some of you already have a talent Somebody has a talent, they have a skill, they already have something that they are naturally good at, or maybe when you were younger, you used to do this particular activity and you kind of let it go. But this thing is what you're really here to do. You just need to practice. You may be rusty. That's fine. Practice. Okay. They say there's a certain amount of hours that you're supposed to do anything to master it. So some of you are maybe even close to mastering something. And so if this resonates with you, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, if you already know that you are good at writing, I'll just use myself. You're good at writing. Okay, well, it's time to get back into that because that's your thing. You love doing that. So if this resonates, group number one, some of you, you already know what you're here to do. You've just been focused on something else and you feel like, oh, you know, I haven't done that in forever. I'm not going to be good at that. Don't worry, just practice and you'll get right back into the swing of things. And that's going to be something that you enjoy doing. That's also going to help you to pay your bills, live a better life, live a different type of life, live a more fulfilling life. All right. The next card for group number one is speaker. Okay. Your life purpose involves your skills of oration. So somebody or some people in group number one have been told that you're great at speaking. Oh, you're so eloquent, or I love the way you explain things. Some of you may be teachers. And that, you know, being a teacher was actually prepping you for your next step. Some of you are meant to be mentors. Some of you are meant to have a YouTube channel like this where you have certain topics that you come on and talk about. Some of you are meant to travel around the country talking about a specific topic. Now, putting these two cards together, some of you are really skilled in something, and you're also skilled at talking, and you'd be really good at teaching other people about this particular skill. You'd be really good at basically, whether it's, you know, just an authority figure in that particular field, or whether you want to turn that into, and I'm not talking about a classroom teacher, I'm talking about on a bigger scale, like on a stage, you know, conventions. So if any of that resonated, let me know in the comments. You know, if you don't want to tell your business in the comments, you can email me. Okay, so that was group number one. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and move on to group number two, which was the pyramid. All right. So group number one, if you pick number one and any of that resonated with you, I need you to let me know. If you picked another group and any of that resonated with you, let me know, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes a message is a message and don't matter. Oh, I picked one, but, you know, three works for me better. Then it is what it is. Okay, so let me just get these freshened up for group number two. Where are all my group number two people? You're welcome, Erlene. Seems like something resonated for Erlene. Are you answering questions after doing the groups? Yep, I will definitely answer questions. All right, Timberly is for group number two. Cool. Let's just get these cards. Let's get some fresh new energy in here for group number two. And then we'll go ahead and go for it. Landon is group number two. Okay. Monique. Hello, Monique. So, all right, let's go ahead and start off with the first main message for group number two. What is the main message for group number two? All right. Balance. Okay, so this looks like it's dealing with a relationship or a family relationship or a personal relationship. It says one person is giving too much in this relationship. So already there's kind of a correlation with the first reading, but we'll see. All right, so let's see what the rest of the messages are for group number two. Let me clarify, what is the balance? Yep, this is definitely an emotional connection. Okay. That's a cheat card. Okay, one more card for group number 6. Sheesh. Okay.
Well, it's not as good as me. If I was shuffling, it'll be all over the floor. Trust me. You got skills.
Thank you. I practice. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So group number 2, I'm picking up that there's a relationship here that feels good. You guys have chemistry. Okay. You have an affinity for each other, whether this is a relationship or a friendship or a family relationship. The thing with this relationship is that there is always like a butting of heads in this situation. There's a butting of heads in this situation because one person in this relationship is needing a lot of reassurance. Okay, this person is coming from a place where they're kind of bankrupt, and it's almost like this relationship is a lifeline for them. So that causes conflict because it's just very demanding energy, So whenever the other person is doing something that is not connected to what person A is doing something, but person B always feels like person A should be doing something that benefits them, or that person A should always anticipate their needs. So person A is out of balance because they're always doing too damn much, and person B is always complaining no matter what person A is doing. All right, so if that's resonating with anyone, let me know. So I'll go card by card. The first card we have is the 5 of Wands. Okay, so this talks about conflict. This talks about fights, bickering, egos clashing. And sometimes this is a very addictive energy because fights don't necessarily have to be big blow-ups. They could be little bickering, So people who are in relationships where there's a lot of making up and breaking up and making up and breaking up, this is the kind of energy, because at the middle of it, you've got the 2 of Cups. Okay, so this is mutual respect. This is love. This is your soulmate. This is that type of energy. But at the underlying of it, you guys are always freaking fighting. You're always, it's always some type of drama. It's always some type of headaches. For some of you, there's other people in your relationship. There's too many other people who have a say. There's too many other people who are involved in this situation, who are basically infiltrating the bond that you have with this other person. And then the last card we have is the 5 of Pentacles, which is hardships. Okay, somebody who's struggling, feeling left out in the cold. This could be financial hardship. So this could be, maybe money isn't right and you guys are always fighting about money. Maybe you're in a relationship where one person is working and one person isn't, and that's causing tension and conflict in the relationship because the person who has the money may make the other person feel like, well, you don't have nothing. I have everything. I do everything. Or like in the beginning, the person who isn't working puts a lot of burden on the person who is to, do everything, take care of me, do more. Okay, well, if we don't have enough, we'll figure it out. It's like one person is holding the burden of making sure that this show is running. All right. So now for group number 2, if anybody in group number 2 is questioning what their purpose in life may be, all right, I'm going to pull 2 cards to see if we can get some insight. Oh, okay, one card already popped out. There's the second card. Okay, so the first message for group number 2 is sensitivity. Okay, it says you're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. So I just felt that tied into the relationship because you're being worn down. It's almost like a tooth. You know, you have your enamel, you have that hard protective enamel, but if you keep wearing away at it, you've got that sensitive inside. And so some of you, it's like your exterior is being worn, you're being worn down, and you're getting to the point where if you're the person who is the out of balance by giving too much, then you're about to break. You're getting to the place where you're gonna have an output. You're gonna break. You're gonna fucking lose it. Excuse my language. You know, you're just at that point where you've got to make some adjustments. Okay, she's gonna blow. You know, you're being asked to find some balance. And so if this resonates, you are feeling it. You're feeling like, you know, you may be even having little twitches every now and then where you're holding it in because you're about to fucking snap on somebody. So instead of allowing that, because I see the Two of Cups here, there is enough love and understanding and respect to have a conversation where it's like, listen, we've got to come to some type of compromise in the situation. I can't continue. You know, a lot of times we fall into roles. We fall into a role. Somebody may have fallen into the role of the provider, and not just financially, but somebody may have fallen into the role where they do all the heavy lifting as far as the emotional relationship. You know, whenever there's a fight, you're the person who resolves it. You're the person who apologizes, or you're the person who initiates the conversation to smooth things over. You're the person who holds the burden to make sure that everything is right, because the other person's always sulking. The other person, as a matter of fact, I'm getting this energy where it's like the other person is almost using your personality against you. They know how you are, and so they're putting you, they're purposefully putting you on guard to always be the one to do everything. It's like they've settled into that space where it's like, well, you know, that person's going to take care of everything anyway, so I'm not going to do anything. All right. The second message for group number 2 is creative expression. So back to life purpose. This was supposed to be about your life purpose. A lot of you, this relationship or just the energy that's draining from this relationship is preventing you from focusing on yourself. Okay, from focusing on what it is that you really need to be doing in this damn lifetime. And part of the conversation that I would have with this other person is like, listen, if I was able to focus on myself and do what I was here to do, there might be even bigger rewards. We might be, you know, we'd be more abundant. We wouldn't be arguing and bickering over these little things, or, you know, you feeling inadequate because maybe I'd, you know, blow up and we wouldn't have these worries and concerns. So, you know, if you're dealing with someone who's a little bit narrow-minded, you know, you don't have to fall into that. You can try to lead this person and say, hey, there's a bigger picture here. All right, let me show it to you. And for some of you, creative expression is your purpose. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. And so right now, it's time to maybe channel some of that energy that you put into this relationship into a creative activity. For some of you, this could have something to do with, you know, graphics, painting, some type of art. But creative expression can be anything. It can be singing, it can be writing, it can be, you know, creating things, it could be fashion designer. And that sensitivity that you have, you're right. You're actually at a place where it can help you determine, because you're so like locked in, it can help you kind of be like, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So if you've been getting little nudges that you're supposed to be doing something else, if you've been getting called, like, you know, oh, I used to design my own clothes in high school. If that, you know, if something that you used to do or that you like to do, you've been having a lot of like little thoughts or flashes, it's time to kind of feed into that. So, you know, a lot of times we let our relationships, you know, we get so focused on the, what are we doing today? What are we eating for dinner today? Where are we going together? What are we doing together? That we lose our identity. And some of you, you're here to be bigger than that. You're here to do something. You have some type of special gift that others will enjoy. And it's also something that would, you know, sustain you on a financial basis. So it's time to kind of shift your focus back to yourself, balance everything out, and then, you know, everything will be a lot more abundant for everyone involved versus everything being focused on one person. It's almost like this person's bringing the ship down, you know? So that was group number 2. So group number 2, if that resonated with you at all, please let me know. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get into the reading for group number 3. You're welcome, Timberly. You're very welcome. Erlene, can another group apply to you also? Yes, definitely. Definitely can. Kojo, good evening to you too. Okay, so I'm gonna also clear out the energy for group number 3. All right, so we can get some fresh, even though I kind of feel like there's just a big message for everybody here, but we'll do what we can. All right, Lance, did you pick a number? You don't have to tell me which one it is, though, but did you pick one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, just one more pile. And then after this, if anybody has any questions about this life purpose reading, we can do that. And then I'll do a love or a relationship reading, because that's what I like to do. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. Group number 3. If you're group number 3, go ahead and drop a 3 in the chat for me. All right, what's the message for group number 3? Ooh. Y'all want a lot, group number 3. You know what? This is not the group message, but I feel like this is a message for someone. So I'm going to read these cards, and if this resonates with you, you can either let me know or you could just take the message and move on. All right, so this is not for group number 3 specifically. This is anyone in the chat that this may resonate with. All right, so the first card we have is a soulmate card. Your soulmate loves, accepts, and respects you unconditionally. Then the next card we have is go slow. Take time to get to know each other. Next card we have is boundaries. Firm boundaries are needed now. All right, then we have fate. This is a destined partnership. We have unavailable. This person is unable to give you all you deserve. And then we have different pages. You and this person don't share the same vision. So I know that seems to be confusing. It's like, wait a minute, you said this person was my soulmate. Yes. For whoever this resonates with, yes, this person is your soulmate. But the reason why you're being told to go slow is that whether you've known this person for a long time or a short period of time, you don't really know this person. You don't know this person to the point where it's time to jump into anything. For some of you, you may not know that this person is unavailable. And unavailable could be anything from being in a relationship or just being in a place where they need to heal. So you're being guided to go slow because this person is still in the process of getting to the place where you guys can actually be able to connect on a good, a positive level. And that's why boundaries are here. So this is a lesson. Some of you it's a lesson to not go too fast in relationships. A lot of people tend to jump into relationships because you like this person or you knew this person before, or whatever the case is. And now you're being guided to create some boundaries, take your time to get to know this person and let things unfold, because there's something here that you don't know that you need to know. Okay. So I don't know who that was for. I don't know if it's somebody in the chat or somebody who may watch it back later, but that's how that went down. All right. So now, sorry about that. Back to group number 3. It was, I don't know. It was just the way those cards all fell out together, and it was just like, read that. So, I don't know. All right. So group number 3. Okay, there's your message. Okay, so we have denial. It says, detach with love to clearly see the truth. All right, so some of you may be in denial about a relationship. You could be in denial about something that you're doing. Could be a friendship. So let's go ahead and see what your reading is. All right, so can we get, what are the messages for group number 3? Okay, can I get another message for group number 3? There we go.
Anticipation.
Because this one's a little deep. Okay, all right. Okay, group number 3. I've got 2 things happening here. Well, I've got one thing happening, and it could be one of 2 things. Okay, so group number 3, either you are in denial of the fact that someone has done you wrong. Okay, and I feel like it's been, you've been betrayed somehow. Okay, it's come to light. It's not hidden anymore. It's not a secret. Either this person came clean to you, or somebody else revealed to you that somebody did something, said something, you know, and this could be at home, this could be at work, this could be a relationship, this could be anywhere. And what this person did actually prevented you, it prevented you from either having something that was yours, getting something, like they did this to deter you from something that was yours. Something that was meant for you. And so right now, you're kind of stuck because it's almost like your ego won't allow you to accept the fact that somebody could do this to you. For some of you, you did this, okay? And you're in denial with yourself about the fact that you're going to get caught. Okay, that's not for everybody, but that's for somebody. Okay, some of you, it's like, you know what you did, and you're, instead of coming clean and admitting, because sometimes we do things and we didn't even do it on purpose, but it caused an effect, and there was a result. Okay, so you did something and it caused something to go wrong for somebody else, and now instead of just admitting, yeah, I did this, I made a mistake, I fucked up, I might have messed you up, you're sitting back and in denial that it's going to come to light, and it's going to come to light, and you're trying to convince yourself, no, I'm good. If I just be quiet, it won't happen. On the flip side, back to the original message, I feel like you've seen the light, you've been told, somebody told you. For some of you, you feel like there's an attachment to this person because you feel like this person was going to help you. You thought this person they may have told you they were going to help you. All right, somebody told you they were going to help you. They were going to have your back. They were going to do something for you. And really what they were here to do was to keep you from either surpassing them somehow, or to keep you from receiving something that was coming to you. All right, so if that resonates with anybody in group number 3, the cards that came out, you got the 6 of Wands in reverse. So this represents disgrace, okay? This represents sometimes needing to get an ego check. This represents not feeling supported in your relationships, and also a lack of confidence. We got the 7 of Swords coming out in the reverse. So this is either coming clean about something or something being revealed, something that was done, some sort of betrayal. And it's not in the darkness anymore. It's out in the light. Okay. For some of you, it's about rethinking your approach. Some of you may be wanting to achieve something and refuse to recognize that you've got to make some adjustments in how you get that. And all you're doing is holding yourself back. So for anybody in the chat who picked group 3 that said that they were feeling stuck, the reason why you're stuck is that you refuse to try to do something another way. And all it's doing is keeping you stuck in a pattern and a cycle of feeling like you're not, feeling like a failure, feeling like you're not getting anywhere, feeling like, why is nothing happening for me? And you're in denial. You need to detach from what you thought the outcome was going to look like, or what you thought the steps to get to that outcome was going to look like. Okay. Some of you need to detach from a person, to clearly see where this person has been undermining you. All right. Other people are telling you, you've gotten clues, you've gotten signs. It's not a secret, but there's something that's keeping you. I think there's an attachment. Some of you, there's a codependency, and it's keeping you from really seeing this person for who they truly are. Okay. A backstabber. Somebody who's placed, we have to, like I was trying to say earlier, we have to be aware of the people who are specifically placed in our lives to hold us back. This is a real thing. This is a real thing. Okay. There's people who are their sole purpose is to undermine you so that you don't become great. So now let's go into the last deck to see what is this greatness, this life purpose, this path that you should be on that somebody or some people have been trying to keep you from, or that you've been keeping yourself from because you refuse to do things in a different manner. So what are the cards for group number 3? Like, this is so deep, your cards aren't even coming out because it's like you just refuse to acknowledge that there's another way for you, that there's something else. All right. Group number 2. Can I get another card? Group number 2. Okay. So the first card that came out for group number 3 was it's time to decide. Okay. Time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. So I feel like a lot of you have been getting guidance from someone else, getting advice from someone else, allowing someone else to tell you who you are, what you're supposed to be doing, what you're good at. But there's something else that is what you're supposed to be doing. There's something else that you want to do, something else that's on your heart, something else that you think about, that you dream of. And then the next card we got was trust. Trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. So both of these cards are telling you that whatever is on your heart, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're dreaming, whatever it is that you can't stop thinking about, that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's your calling. And there's been someone who's either been keeping you from that, or you not getting there because you're focused on doing things a certain way, or you're focused on having certain people to help you. Oh yeah, we're all gonna, glow up together. It's gonna be all of us. And sometimes it's not all of us. Sometimes it's me. Okay. Everybody can't go with you. That's, we've heard that phrase before. So some of you've got to cut people off. You got to detach yourself from this group, detach yourself from this person, detach yourself from this idea that you're just fixated on, that's keeping you stuck, because your freedom is on the other side of that. You know what you want to do. You know what you're good at. You know what you love to do. Why aren't you doing that? Why are you letting other people, deter you from what you're really meant to be doing? All right, so that was group number 3. So if that resonates with you guys, let me know. And if you guys have any questions, this is the time now where we can get into a little group discussion. You can ask me questions and I will try to get some answers for you. And then in a few moments, we will do some love readings. So I see Rashad says that this is his life. I'm speaking his life. Okay. Tashina, it was for me. Thanks. You're welcome, Tashina. Peace, love, and light to Jessica C. Okay. All right. So let's see. That's Monique. That's Queen Greatness. Romy Rome. Landon Price said that I need to get familiar with the term infinity this week. Yeah, we all should get familiar with the term infinity because, kind of tying into this last reading, there's infinite ways for us to do anything, and sometimes just surrendering to that infinity, allowing ourselves to be a part of that brings us more opportunities and abundance. But when we feel like it's this, it's that, it's this, and it's that, we have these options, you miss the fact that there's options in everything. There's options that you don't know about. You miss the fact that you could go to this farmer's market and meet somebody who could present you with an option that you never even dreamed of. But if we don't allow ourselves into that space of anything can happen for us, that everything is meant to happen for us, and we feel like we always have to know what the step is, we always have to know where this is coming from, then you limit your opportunities, right? Yeah, sometimes people get lucky, sometimes you get whatever anyways, but a lot of people who are really not just successful, but just happy are people who have found that sweet spot in our energy field where we allow anything can happen. I could walk outside and a man in a Bentley, and this has happened numerous times where I've been looking out the window, or my somebody that I live with is looking outside, and they're like, "Oh, there's a Bentley out there. This is somebody broke down right in front of the house in this nice Mercedes," and it's like, this is a sign. I know it. It's like, what the hell? Why is this Bentley parked up in front of the house? Like, wait, don't you want a Bentley? Yeah, I do. Okay. This is a sign. So, that's something that we can kind of focus on too, is just, realizing that we're in a big circuit. We're in a big, it's like you're in a big pyramid scheme. We're all connected. Somebody across the world can get an idea and decide that they're going to take a trip to the United States, and you may meet this person that you may have never met before if they didn't get that little click, and then you two can click. And there's an opportunity there. There's, things like that happen to people every day, but for the people who feel like, well, this is my life, this is the hand I was dealt. No, that's what infinity is. There's infinite possibilities.
Let me just interject really quick. I would always think that, and when I was in Orlando, Florida, driving the bus, I would drive through the tourist area, and all of these people from all over the world, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, here I am driving a bus on a crowded street, but there's somebody in the Caribbean on a boat relaxing. There's somebody in Saudi Arabia, in a nightclub. I never lost track on how big the world is and how you can jump realities. I never felt stuck. I felt sometimes the pressure of being in a particular reality, but I never felt hopeless. I always felt that I can go there, I can do this, not running away, but I can experience different things. It's almost like a dog in a cage that he's so used to being in the cage, you lift it up and he doesn't run around. All the other dogs are running around having fun. No, I know I that, and just jump. So I just wanted to add that little part in.
Yeah, and that's that dog in the cage is kind of true. And you see it with certain animals that they're so used to being confined, so used to being guided by other people's restrictions that when freedom is presented to them, they don't know what to do with it. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to come out? I'm supposed to be here, so we've got to get out of that mindset that, somebody else is supposed to tell us what to do, and it's easier said than done, because really we are in a system, especially if you're in the United States, where you've been indoctrinated since a very young age that someone is supposed to tell you what to do. You go to school for a teacher to tell you what to do, right? You go to college for a professor to tell you what to do. Then you have to get a job or a profession where ultimately there's always someone telling you what to do, unless you go into a field where you work by yourself. And you go to, a league where somebody else created this league and they tell you what to do. Even your activities are based on someone else's guidelines. So at what point, unless you're conscious of this, unless you're conscious of the fact that, yes, I may operate in that system, but I'm not tied into that system. So even within that system, you bounce around and elevate and kind of stunt on everybody in that system, because you understand the idea that even if I'm in the system, I can still get opportunities and things come to me like this, right? Even though I know somebody's supposed to tell me what to do, I know who really tells me what to do, and he's going to, make a way, or she, or, it, the universe, whatever you believe in, it's going to make a way for you. And you don't really have to worry about that person who feels like they're your boss or your supervisor and they want to tell them to kiss your ass. You can tell them that they need to do something, they can do that. So it's just that energy of feeling like, yeah, anything that I want can happen for me despite my restrictions, versus these are my restrictions and this is what I've got to follow, and that's it. Because that's, that doesn't even sound good. That doesn't feel good. That's not the kind of life that you want to live. So I see, I'm in the process of reprogramming my subconscious. You learn a lot about yourself. It's true. We should always be learning about ourselves. It's like, why does someone outside of you feel like they know you? Have you ever had it where somebody outside of you is like, no, you really like this, right? And they can tell you about yourself and your likes. And it's like, why don't you know this? Why is someone else coming to you? Because we're not focusing on ourselves. We're always focused outwards and, trying to be here and be with this person and be part of this group and get this job. And there's this whole, mini universe that's being neglected that is very important. You're the most important person that you're ever going to meet. So get to know yourself, Some of us, getting to know ourselves is really what's going to help us to find that purpose. What is it that we're really here to do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We live life oftentimes so reactionary that we don't have a chance to be to ourselves, to find out how to be proactive. It's almost like you said, we're waiting for somebody to tell us what to do. We're looking sideways. We look everywhere else except in that one place that we never look, and that's on the inside. The innerverse, I call it. It's a universe on the inside. And you don't have to seek anybody else for validation for what you like.
Right.
When you go up to the menu of life, in that restaurant, and you choose what you want. When you know what you want, you go after it. You don't have to apologize to anybody for doing anything that you want to do for yourself that brings your soul joy. Even if it's minuscule to somebody else, if it brings you joy and a smile on your face and that glow in your heart, you go ahead and do it the way you want to do it, as long as you're not hurting anybody else.
That's right. And, you think about a lot of people who are successful, a lot of people that we look to, a lot of these people that we look to for that next step, for that guidance, they did things their way. Even if they did it within the confines of a system or a structure, they broke some rules. They knew how they wanted to move. They did things, they chased their dream. They went down a path that they saw for themselves, regardless of whether anyone else around them saw that path. And so why do we feel like there's only certain people that should do that, or, should be able to capitalize off of that type of thinking? It's like, when we talk about balance, yes, be logical. Yes, have common sense. Yes, be smart. Yes, be intelligent. Yes, your mind is very important, but so is your heart. So are your emotions. So is what you feel. And so when you can marry those two together, then, you definitely, literally can change your world, can change your reality, can change yourself, Like, there's a lot of things that people don't even believe, but it's true. Say there's something about yourself that you want to improve. You want your legs to be more toned. You want your behind to be bigger. Yeah, you can go to the gym. You can definitely go to the gym and do that. But I mean, and I've had experiences, and I know other people where just visualizing, just getting into that energy of feeling that way, feeling that, okay, you know what, I look exactly how I want to look. I tell my mother all the time, I manifested my booty because I didn't have one for years. It took me years, and it's, I said I finally, you know, it's what I want. Now, was I happy with myself prior? Yeah, I was always happy with myself. But, I know what I wanted to look like. I know what I wanted my jeans to look like. And I pictured
Right,
that,
right.
and I used to stand in the mirror and kind of, shape it out. And I did that for
The
years.
embellishments. Exactly. It's the embellishments. It's like a hairstyle. You want it
Yeah.
this way and that way. You can do the
Yeah.
same thing with your body, your personality, your intelligence, all those things that you can shape them. And people
Right.
don't understand that.
Right. That's true. I see Queen Marat says shadow work and journaling is key. And that's very, very, very true. That's very true. Writing down your dreams, it's like the first step in making them real. And I'm talking about writing down. Like, I know everybody's big on their cell phones and smartphones, and everything is, you were putting and typing everything into notes. And no, pen, pencil, paper, your hand, your handwriting, write it down. Write down affirmations. I saw somebody who said that they had anxiety. A good thing to deal with anxiety is writing out positive affirmations for yourself and maybe even reciting them every morning, when you wake up and before you go to bed at night. Um, and just rewiring yourself to be less anxious and be more hopeful. Another thing, feeling stuck, you know, writing out possibilities, writing out ways, things that you want to accomplish. Okay. How can I get unstuck? Or this is what my life looks like. This is what I want my life to look like. It's just giving yourself options. Journaling, when we talk about shadow work, shadow is that side of us that comes out when we least expect it. The side that we try to, no, I don't, like, in your mind sometimes that you got a nasty attitude, but you're always pleasant and nice to everyone, right? Oh, no, no, no. I never talk to anyone that way because I'm a positive person. But if somebody pushes you to that limit, oh man, they will get somebody they wouldn't even recognize because that attitude is just always sitting there. It's not going to go anywhere. So accept it. Accept it. Yeah, you can have an attitude, but you can channel that into maybe being a spicy person. Oh, I have a spicy personality versus trying to create a whole new person, a whole new personality to present to other people because you don't want to accept that. You know what? Yeah, you're a little bit spicy. It's okay. You don't have to be cursing everybody out all the time. You don't have to be, you don't have to be belligerent to people, but there is nothing wrong with that part of you. So, and that's just basic. I mean, shadow work goes so much deeper than that. But it's just recognizing that, yeah, you know what? I experienced some trauma and this affected me in a certain way. And that effect has just been sitting somewhere in me. And then every time I have a relationship with somebody that reminds me or triggers that trauma, then there's a response that comes out that I don't like. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that I bust into tears when people talk to me a certain way. And it's like, well, if you would actually pay attention to that part of you that is sensitive and recognize that it is overly sensitive to certain things or certain stimuli. And instead of trying to just be tough and then wind up being, you broke down, you find more balance within yourself and you're better able to cope, versus, using other things to cope or creating walls and avatars around us to deal with ourselves. Can you imagine? You're building something to deal with an aspect of your own personality. All you're doing is trapping it inside of you. So now this aspect of yourself that you don't like has nowhere to go. What do you think it's going to do? It's going to pop out on you when you least expect it. So we do, a lot of self-reflection. And let me see what else is going on here. Let's see, Tashina, am I right about who my divine masculine is, and will we connect and marry in this lifetime? Okay, so when we get into the relationship readings, then we can focus on that. Right now, let's try to, I'm almost going to wrap this up, but let's just, if anybody has any questions about, how they've been feeling, if you have any questions about the 3 readings, if you're just getting here and you're like, what the hell is going on? I'm doing some readings and I'm just trying to help everybody, kind of be more connected with themselves. And if you feel like there's something you've been trying to accomplish and you just haven't been able to, let's see if we can uncover what may be blocking you. And to me, the collective message is, it was two real messages. It's about balance. It's about, determining where you've been giving too much and doing, some of you've been doing too much. For some of us, we've been allowing somebody else to do too much, sitting back. And so when somebody else is doing everything, what are you doing? Nothing. So are you here? Maybe, if you feel like that's your purpose and you're happy with that, excellent. Excellent. But if you're not happy with that, in that paradigm, then it's like, okay, what is it time for me to do? It's time for me to get moving. And then others of us need to get out of always feeling like it's somebody else's path, it's somebody else's way, it's somebody else's responsibility to tell us what to do or show us the way, and trust ourselves that we have the blueprint for our life. Okay? Let's see. Also, mantra, I am divine, I am love, I am strong, I am well. Starter affirmation, peace and love. Yep, that's very good. There's so many, and as always, you have to find things that resonate with you. Because I can tell you right now, every morning, wake up and say, I am grateful for the sunshine. I am grateful for the... Listen, what are you grateful for? That may be what I'm grateful for in the moment, but you have to, what really resonates with you works better because you feel it. You mean it when you say it. You're not just reciting something because somebody told you it sounds good. So it's like really connect to the things that speak to you, speak to your heart, and do more of those things. Write yourself love letters. Some of us, we need to practice self-love. We have all this love and all this affection that we want to give to other people. But then when it comes to ourselves, what do we feed into ourselves? Give yourself a bubble bath sometimes, just allow yourself to maybe take more naps. Some people, we just need to sleep a little bit more. We're always going, we're always getting up, doing this, gotta go, gotta be here, gotta do this. Yeah, you gotta take a nap. You need a break. You need some, give your body some time to recharge and regenerate. So it's really just about listening to yourself, like sitting in that silence, whether you meditate or whether you just go out and sit down outside. If you don't have a yard, you can go to a park, somewhere where you can sit down and just, not talk to anyone, not be talked to by somebody, watch the kids playing, just reconnect with the little things in life again and just get some silence and listen to what you want. Listen to what your mind and your heart are telling you. Let's see. Wanda Dawson, can you text me back when you read my text? Did I get a text? If you're talking to me, Wanda, then I definitely will. But if you're talking to someone else, you better text Wanda back and read her text. All right, so let me see if I missed a question, and then I'll go ahead and I'll move into the love readings. Okay, Timberly said she's working on them. So Romy Rome said all 3 readings resonated. Sharon chose number 2, but number 1 was on point. That happens all the time. Sharon, you need to email me. The 3 was definitely for Queen Greatness. Sunkissed Felicia Edwards. Good evening, everyone. I know you. Okay. Greetings, brothers and sisters. That's Gigi. All right. So, all right. I think we can move on to the next phase of these readings. All right. Before I move on, Lance, is there anything that you would like to?
No, I'm just enjoying the vibe and the interaction and everything. And
okay.
You put me in that mellow mood. I'm just over. You can hear it in my voice. It's the usual crazy, amped up Lance curve.
Okay. All right, chill. You can chill.
Exactly. Don't get me started. I'll be all over the place.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna do 2 specific relationships. First, I'm gonna focus on relationship healing. Okay. Any themes that we may need to work on within ourselves to make ourselves better in relationships, whether we're in one or we're single. But being single is always a great time to work on yourself. So that will be the first reading, and then the second reading I'll just do straight up like what's going on in this relationship. All right, so as always, I'm going to do 3 groups. So let me see what I want to use to differentiate the groups this time. What is your email? Hi, Erlene. My email, divinelovetarot@gmail.com. Lance has it up on the screen if you can see that.
Yes, it's still across the bottom.
Do I know the future? I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not into that. I don't. How do you put it? I know what I know. Okay, I can't tell you why I know what I know, but no, I can't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. But sometimes I can feel. Why am I talking like I just got off a horse in a cowboy western? I know what I feel.
The only time I know the future is when I run into trolls and I know what happens to them. So I know the future. Go ahead.
Good one. Yeah, I know your future. Okay, so let's see. What are we gonna do First of all, let me know if you're here. Who's ready for a relationship reading? And maybe we can even see what kind of themes. You've been thinking about me sharing? Yeah, hit me up. We should talk. We should chat. All right, so let's clear out and bring in relationship energy. Okay. And we're gonna do 3 groups. Okay. All right, so let me get my little totems for each group. What we want to use. Okay, so are we ready? Is everybody ready? The keyboard is doing its own spelling. Okay, so let's move into the relationship readings. All right. So the first totem that I'm going to use for group number 1 is this cute little bunny. Okay, so this is group number 1. Group number 2 is this little bedazzled pen. Okay, so maybe you like the color green, maybe you like bedazzling. So if this resonated with you, you're group 2. And then group number 3 is the speaker. Okay, it's a little speaker that I use. This is what I blast my slow jams on. So if you're a music head, this speaker, I feel like the price is right. The speaker may resonate for you. All right. All right, so group 1, we have group number 2. And then we have group number 3. All right, so guys, I want you to pick your groups, and then I will get these cards ready for you and get into this reading. All right, what are we doing? Okay, first we're going to do relationship themes and healing. Even if a relationship is non-existent, we're going to work on ourselves, okay? We're going to work on ourselves so that when we do come across someone that we want to explore, we actually are explorable, okay? Because a lot of times we focus on that other person and what we're going to like about them or what we want them to come to the table with. And we're not even working on what we're bringing to the table, who we are. Are we comfortable with ourselves? You know, what am I going to be in a relationship if I'm not comfortable with myself? You know, so then when this person is trying to get close to me, I'm going to subconsciously start putting up little blocks because I don't want them to see the parts of me that I don't like to look at. Right? Okay. Okay, so group number 1. If you chose the bunny, this is your reading, okay? So I'm going to pull... Okay, cards already coming out. I'm going to pull 4 cards, and these will be themes. Okay, so sometimes it can be encouraging, okay? We're not always all messed up. Sometimes it's like, you know, you're on the right path, you're doing well. And other times it's like, nope, we've got some things that we need to, you know, pay attention to. Okay. All right, can I get 2 more cards for group number 1? Okay. 1 more card for group number 1. All right, you got an extra card, and I'm going to go with it. Okay, so one of these things may resonate with you. All of them may resonate with you. And if nothing resonates with you, don't feel bad. Sometimes there's a message in the explanation. Sometimes the message is for someone that you know, okay? Every message that I get is not always for me. Sometimes it's for someone around me or someone that I know. So, you know, we can think of it that way too. All right, so the first card that you have is camera. And this says reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, make memories. The next card we have is the dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapt, change, heal. All right, the next card we have is runner, the runner in a codependent relationship. So this is a fear of intimacy, listening to the ego. And next card we have is engagement ring. So this is engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, and union. And then the last card we have is girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. All right, so what I'm picking up here is we have someone who is ready to evolve, wanting to evolve, but stuck in the past somehow. And sometimes it's not so much wanting to go back to the past, it's our perception. Sometimes in order to shift into our present situation, we've got to shift out of that way of thinking that only worked for us in a previous situation. You know, so like in relationships, you know, if you were dealing with someone who, you know, kept you on your toes, someone who was unpredictable, maybe even someone who was unreliable, you may have developed some, you know, coping mechanisms for that person in that relationship. And so your perspective on relationships at that time were that relationships might be stressful, that relationships are a lot of work, or that relationships are challenging. But really, it's not relationships. It was your relationship with that particular person. So now going forward, we've got to shift that to be more open-minded, to be more lighthearted, and to move on, you know, to learn how to live in the moment. This group, again, it's like you're reaching out, but you're looking backwards, right? You want what's here. You want to go forward. You want to move forward. You want what's in front of you, but you're still looking at what happened back there. So you're stuck. You're not really moving. Some of you may be either in a relationship that, you know, you're engaged, you're married, or you want to get to that level. But right now, your ego is just running the show, and you're just taking everything way too sensitively, way too critically. And then it's causing you to feel like this is too much. I'm going to get out of here. You know, you run, you put up that wall. It's like, I'm going to leave you before you leave me. And that's because of a perception from something that happened in the past. So group number one, you're kind of being guided to learn to be more in the moment, and to be more adaptive to situations versus just being reactive to situations. That, you know, sometimes, you know, with relationships, your ego has no place because there's two people. And your ego doesn't care. Your ego doesn't give a damn about the other person. So if you're allowing your ego to run the show, then you're going to, you know, have some type of imbalance in your relationship. And so if you know that you have an ego issue, you know, it's like, check yourself. If you didn't know that, and this sounds like it's resonating for you, then it's time to check ourselves, because what we think and what we want is not always the way. It's not always just because you think this is what you want doesn't mean it's, you know, what's right for you. And I feel like the life purpose readings kind of touched on that a little bit. Like sometimes you get stuck in how you think things are supposed to go and how they're supposed to be, and that's really keeping you from experiencing what you want to experience. Okay, so let's pull some more messages for group number one. All right, so I'm going to go card by card. So let's just start with camera. All right, reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, make memories. So let's see if we can clarify that message. Okay, can we clarify this message can we clarify this particular message? All right. Okay, so we got the Sun card. So some of you, you could be a Leo, or you could have been in a relationship with Leo or be in a relationship with a Leo. Then we have the Hangman in reverse. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces, or you could be a Pisces yourself. So what I'm picking up here is that some of you want to recreate a time in your life where you feel like you were really happy. Okay, whether it's, I feel like it's a relationship. It was a time in a specific relationship, whether it's the one you're in now or a previous relationship. And you can't move on from that. Okay, with the Hangman in reverse, you are basically martyring yourself to that nostalgia. You know, it's like until I feel like this again, nothing else matters. So even though you've been in other relationships after that, it didn't make you feel like this, and so therefore you didn't really give the relationship what it deserved, because there's this one time, there's one memory, this one feeling, there's something that you are stuck on, and that's what's preventing you from moving towards or having what you want or having that feeling again in the future. It's like, if I'm thinking about something, you could have something greater than that now, but you can't if you feel like that was the top. You know, if you feel like the happiest you ever been was a time in your past, well, what do you have to look forward to? Okay. So the next card we're going to clarify is the dragonfly. Okay. So this is about being lighthearted. This is about finding out, things coming to light, being adaptable to change and healing. All right. So let's clarify this dragonfly. Okay. I'll get some messages to clarify the dragonfly. Okay. All right. So
I said, how do you do that so good? I'm just watching. It's like
I practiced. I really did, because I used to only know how to do the casino shuffle.
Right.
I used to see other tarot readers, and I'm like, how do they do this? So I just, I literally watched a video that taught you, and I was like, okay, let's practice this. Okay, so group number 1, for those of you who resonate with the dragonfly card, why you're being guided and asked to be more lighthearted is that I feel like you're being a little bit hard on yourself for something that happened in the past, okay? We've got the 10 of Swords coming out in the reverse, so these are your thoughts. And some of you have lingering thoughts, or it's like it's taking you a lot longer to get over something. We've got the Judgment card coming up in reverse. So for some of you, this situation could involve a Scorpio, or you could be a Scorpio. But if not, this was a situation where you misjudged someone. You were either in denial about something, and denial is a theme here for these readings. So it was almost like, maybe someone bamboozled you, or someone got over on you, and you can't let it go. You can't believe it. You're like, I can't believe I allowed myself, for this to happen. It's almost like every time you have a good day, you have something good going on, these thoughts jump back in like, damn, I can't believe I let that person play me like that. So some of you, it's like you're holding on to something that, the worst part about it is that when it was happening, you knew it was wrong. You knew that that person couldn't be trusted, or you knew that that wasn't the type of person that was going to fit you, or there was some aspect of it that you knew, but you were in denial about it because of how you felt at the time, or how attracted you were to the person, or whatever the case was. And now you're mad, but you're mad at yourself. And it's like, all right, let it go. Don't be so hard on yourself. We all make mistakes. It's the past. Learn from it and just be more lighthearted. Don't take everything as, a blow. Some people are just messed up. Some people are just liars. Some people are just cheaters. Some people are just irresponsible. Some people were just not ready to be in a relationship. It wasn't something that was personal to you. There wasn't anything that you could have done differently that would have made that person behave differently. So cut yourself some slack. And, if you do find something out, or if you're in a process, where things are happening around you, it's like, take it in stride. Don't let it bring you down. Don't let it get you down. If you find something out and you knew that you shouldn't have trusted that person, hey, guess what? You're right. You knew it. You were right. Move on. There's no point of rethinking it. Oh, I should have did this. I should have never. Just, that doesn't get you anywhere. All right. So just let it go and try to take things more in stride, because the more we allow situations to hold us back is the longer it takes for us to get to where we want to be. Some of you, there could be a relationship that you're in. Like some of you, this could be your relationship that you're in currently, and you're allowing things that already happened to influence what kind of day you're going to have today. And it's like, no. How do you feel when you wake up this morning? Did you feel like, were you in a good mood? Okay, well, go with that. Don't allow those negative thoughts to bring you back to a bad mood because of something that happened last week or last month. Like, or, if you're reminiscing over an ex that, did something to you 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whose time are you wasting? They're moved on. They're living their life. They're off. They're out of here. They don't care that you're laying in bed, eating bonbons and chocolates and chips and pissed off because you feel like, had you chosen that other person, you'd be in a different place right now. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So the next card we have is engagement. Okay, engagement ring. So this is partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, and union. So let's go ahead and clarify this. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So we have the Six of Cups in the reverse and the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So some of you could be in a relationship with someone that you have a very long history with. Some of you could be about to move to a higher level with this person or want to. This person could be proposing or you're proposing, vice versa. But the thing is you guys have a history of not having a stable foundation. It's like the emotional connection is what you've been using as the foundation, but there hasn't really been anything other than an emotional connection. And so what's going to happen is if we keep focusing on how great things were in the past, because you have an emotional connection, but you also have a history of a lot of bad things that happened. So just like the previous card, a lot of negative things have happened in the past of this relationship, and it's piling up. But for whatever reason, it's like, okay, so let's make the next step. So it's like, okay, hold on, pause. It's like you're running on fumes. Your relationship is running on fumes. Your relationship is running on all the good things that happened in the past versus creating new memories or, seeing things for what they are right here in the moment, so that if you do get engaged or you do get married, you're going to have a more successful relationship versus more of a relationship with disappointments, and bad memories. For a lot of you, these memories are attached to not necessarily a bad situation, but it's more about how you feel about yourself. And if your confidence isn't high, then you're going to have a hard time finding positivity in most situations. You're going to focus on inadequacies. And so I feel like a lot of you, are focusing on the inadequacies either within yourself or within your partner or the relationship as a whole. And so again, it's time to shift that perception and shift the focus to something more positive, something more concrete. How do we create a foundation versus focusing on the fact that our foundation sucks, So the next card we have is the Runner. Okay, so this is for those of you who resonate with being the runner in codependent relationships. All right, so this is a fear of intimacy, and this is listening to the ego. All right, so let's go ahead and let's clarify the Runner. Okay. So with this Runner card, we got the Queen of Pentacles coming out in the reverse. So some of you could be an earth sign, okay? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And then we have the Two of Wands coming out. So some of you may have fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag, or you may be in a relationship with someone who has those placements. But you have a tendency to kind of see the grass is greener elsewhere. You have a tendency to be a little bit selfish in relationships. And so when things are not going your way, you start fantasizing or you start embarking on other situations that are more pleasing to you. Some of you, it's not about you being selfish, it's about the fact that you either are in a situation or you attract situations that do not fulfill you. You attract people who are selfish. You attract people who are there to see what they can get from you, which ultimately, again, leads you to start looking for other options, looking for a way out of the situation. And so a part of this is, okay, well, what part of me is attracting this kind of energy? Or what part of me, why am I so selfish that I'm only focused on my needs and not the needs of those in my relationships? Or why am I afraid to let my guard down and be emotionally available to someone else? Because when you are in that selfish mode, when you are in that mode where you're only worried about yourself and what you're going to get out of it, then that's really being emotionally unavailable. And so this is connected to something. There was a situation, and so with the whole theme of this first reading being about something that happened in the past, for a lot of you, there was a situation in the past that maybe you feel like you gave to someone. Maybe you felt like you did give your all in a situation and someone took advantage. And now at the first sign of you not getting exactly what you want right now in that moment, you're out. I'm out. I'm out of here. Or you've switched. You went to the other end of the pendulum. So instead of being the person that gives and the person that's nurturing, now you're the person that wants somebody to give to you and nurture you, but you don't give back. And so the minute that things get too deep or too intimate where it's going to require you to give to the situation, then you're out. And for some of you, this is just literally the kind of person that you attract. And it's still the same thing. It's like, what happened? What am I holding on to? What perception of the past am I stuck in where I'm continuing this pattern or I'm attracting this pattern into my life? All right, and so the last card for group number 1 is Girl Talk. All right, so let's go ahead and let's clarify. And I mean, I feel like this one is pretty much straight up, it's time to maybe focus less on this particular relationship or relationships in general if you're single, and get out and enjoy being single and enjoy hanging out with your friends. And maybe sometimes your friends can give you a little bit of insight about yourself. Okay, they can kind of, hey girl, you've been doing this, or most of your boyfriends have been like this, or whatever the case is. So we have time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. Clarifying that we've got the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is a lack of compromise, a lack of teamwork, a lack of effort. And then we've got the 9 of Cups in the reverse. So this is also just one or two things, either being overly idealistic about romance and relationships, or being in a relationship where you're emotionally unfulfilled. Or some of you feel like you didn't get what you wanted. So for some, the story is that, you were either in a relationship where things were committed, or you were close to becoming engaged, or maybe even didn't get engaged. And one person ran from this relationship. And the reason why they ran from the relationship is because there wasn't compromise. There wasn't teamwork. You guys were not working together. Okay, so right now, some of you may be recovering from that loss, or vice versa. If you were the one that ran, now, it's like, okay, let me spend some time with my friends, spend some time living in the moment, having fun. Living in the moment is a really big theme for group number 1. Forget about the past. live in the moment. Okay. But for others, if you're still the same thing, it's like whether you left, or whether someone left you, or whether you're in a relationship that's not looking like what you want it to look like right now. Part of shifting that focus is doing things that's going to keep you in the present. And part of doing things, is engaging with other people, engaging with your friends, engaging with your family, getting a sense of yourself back. Because for some of you, you got lost either in that past memory or in that past or in the relationship. So you need to redevelop your sense of self to get some equilibrium to even understand what the heck is even happening right now. Okay. So that was group number 1. All right. If that resonated, I didn't expect it to go that way. That was a little deep. Maybe even a little specific. But, I feel like, sometimes being called out that we are selfish, or, being called out as to what kind of partners we attract is kind of important. So let's go ahead. If no one has any questions for that first reading, group number 1, if that resonated with you, feel free to let me know. If you don't want to share your business in the chat, you can always email me. Okay, I do read my emails. Okay. All right, let's clear this out for group number 2. All right, so where are all my group number 2s? For those of you who picked the bedazzled pen. Did I lose you guys? Are you guys still here with me?
Everybody's here with you like attentive puppies waiting for the next puppy snack. Well behaved and quiet.
Okay, where's the Scooby snacks? All right. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get into group number 2. Timberly. Okay, girl. All right, so let's see what the message is for group number 2. All right, so again, I'm trying to pick 4 themes. Group number 1 just happened to get an extra. Maybe they needed that. Highly favored. Is it too late to get a number? No, it's not too late. I already did group number 1, so you're going to choose between group 2 and 3. And where's my memory? What was number 3? Okay, so number 1 was the bunny. Oh, number 2 was the bedazzled pen. And then number 3 was this music speaker. So if music speaks to you. So highly favored, you can either choose between group number 2, which is the pen, or 3, which is the speaker. Okay. And I'm doing group number 2 now. So I'm shuffling for number 2 to see what the messages are. Okay, cool. All right, you guys are still here? Okay, good. All right, let's get into it. All right, so what are the messages for group number 2? All right, can I get 2 more messages for group number 2? Okay. All right, so we got, okay. Ooh. All right, group number 2. We got 4 messages, okay? All of these cards may resonate with you. 1 may resonate, 3 may, 2 may, however you take it. Let's just go with it, all right? So the first card that came out for you is not enough, okay? Frustrated in a relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego, issues, jealousy. The next card that came out for you is soulmates, soul connection, partnership, agreement, soul contract. Next card that came out is ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. Then the next card that came out is girl with the snake, empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable, and boundaries. And boundaries was a message from our purpose, right? Our life purpose reading. So for some of you, that may just be an extra level of confirmation that you need to work on boundaries in a specific relationship. All right. So first of all, we're going to start with not enough. Being frustrated in a relationship, a lack of confidence. When I put all of these cards together for just a general reading for this group, I feel like some of you are over somebody's bullshit. Okay. Not because you don't love this person or not because you don't care for them or they don't love you. Some of you are recognizing where you're in a relationship with somebody who may just not be, they're not giving. Okay. They're not giving. That relationship is just not giving what it's supposed to give. And you're ascending beyond that. Whatever mindset you were in when you got into this relationship or when you were attracted to this person, you're actually elevating. Okay, you yourself are in a good place. Okay, you're ascending, but whoever you're dealing with is not at that. They're not ascending. They're not with you, and you're realizing that this is just not enough. Okay, this is not going to work for me. You also realize that this person is either, narcissist comes up, but if they're not a narcissist, they're a user. This person doesn't respect boundaries. You may even have tried to set boundaries with this person or within this relationship, and they always just overstep because they just feel like, they're supposed to take from this situation. And for some of you, it is a soulmate connection, but soulmates are also here to teach us lessons. They're not necessarily just people that we fall in love with and live happily ever after. Most soulmates you don't stay with. Most soulmates come into your life to push you. So this person, as much as their energy has frustrated you, it's actually pushed you into the next level of ascension for yourself because you realize that whatever this person's bringing is not what you want to be dealing with. And this is not enough for you. Okay. So now let's go ahead and break it down card by card. Not enough. Okay. Frustrated in a relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, jealousy. You're going up and he went down. Yeah, that happens sometimes. And the fact that you didn't prevent him or you didn't let him prevent you from going up is amazing. It's great. Okay, so one more message. Okay, for not enough. All right, so you've got the 10 of Wands, which, I don't know, can you see the symbolism? She's packing her bags and she's moving on. It's too much of a burden. Okay, there's been a lot of burdens, there's a lot of baggage here. I feel like perhaps this relationship has created baggage, or maybe the person that you're dealing with brought a lot of baggage to the relationship. Because most of that baggage, if you look at it, most of the heavy burdens, it's on the bull. It's not on the person who's walking. Yeah, she's got her little bag and some things, but all of the heavy stuff is really not on her. So for some of you, I feel like the person that you're with brings a lot of burden to the relationship. With the Knight of Wands coming out in reverse, this can let me know that maybe there's a lack of passion. It's like you lost that love and feeling in this connection. For others of you, with the Knight of Wands coming out in reverse, I feel like you could also be dealing with someone who's inconsistent and verbally difficult to deal with. When this person doesn't get their way, they can either throw temper tantrums or they may be the type to even curse you out. They could even be abusive. This person could be verbally or even slightly physically abusive. That could be part of your past burdens. And that's, part of your frustration. If you've been in that energy, if you've been in this kind of relationship, that's created a lack of confidence with you. Some of you, though, you have a tendency to self-sabotage. So this card represents your baggage. It represents the baggage that you carry with you from relationship to relationship. Some of you are attracted. Your baggage, your burden is that you're attracted to this type of personality. Can be very exciting in the beginning, but over time you realize that this person is just it's very, very difficult to deal with because it's got to be their way all the time. Okay, their way all the time. And if it's not, then it's a problem. And, maybe when you first met this person, wherever you were at in your life, that was okay with you, because that was your cycle. That was the kind of person that you attracted, but you've elevated now. And so now you're looking at this like, the hell? It's not enough. It's not enough for me. And whereas maybe before this person's temper tantrums would kind of make you be like, oh, okay, I'm not going to say anything. Now you're like, man, I don't give a damn. I don't care. It's not enough. It's just not enough. And I gotta go. I gotta, if you're not gonna change, if you're not gonna roll with me, you're gonna get left. I'm gonna roll on out of here. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to the soulmate card. Okay. So we have soulmate, soul connection, partnership, agreement, and soul contract. And like I said, some of you, the contract with this person was to teach you to get out of that pattern, to teach you that you don't have to carry someone else's burdens. You don't have to deal with someone else's bad behavior. You don't have to be with a person that the payoff for being excited or, having a sexual connection is whether it's verbal abuse, physical abuse, because temper tantrums are a form of abuse. That's emotional abuse. All right. Somebody who throws a temper tantrum every time you say something they don't like or you try to set boundaries for yourself, that's abuse. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's clarify. Let's move on to soulmates. Okay, some of you, this may resonate with you. All right, let's clarify the soulmates card. Okay, I feel like this is connected to the first card, which I just feel like this is a cohesive reading. I don't really feel like it's too much separation here. So with this soulmate card, you've got the Five of Swords, okay? So the Five of Swords represents conflict. For some of you, it's a mental conflict, all right? Some of you, you do kind of deal with self-esteem issues and confidence issues, and sometimes you stay longer in relationships than you should because you just don't have the confidence to leave, all right? We've got the Five of Swords. We've got the Six of Wands coming out in reverse again. I feel like group number 2 got the Six of Wands in reverse in the first reading, if I'm not mistaken. But the Six of Wands in reverse came out. So this is, again, a lack of confidence. And I feel like some of you are in a situation where either the person is very manipulative. I feel like this person kind of plays off of the lack of confidence, if that's something that you used to suffer with. So now we're here and it's almost like this person gives you a headache. This person gets on your damn nerves more than anything else. But a lot of you, part of this agreement that you've created in this soul contract with this person was the behavior that was necessary to get you to move, to get you to take action, to get you to leave. Whether it's to get you to stand up in this connection to this person and create balance, or whether it's to get you to stand up for yourself and recognize that this is not the relationship for you. Because every difficulty is not met with leaving. That's not the solution for every challenge. Sometimes the challenge is to genuinely step into your power and speak up with yourself and create a level playing field, and letting that other person know that that behavior is not tolerated, and forcing them to come better. And some people will come correct. Some people will realize that, they too have patterns that they've been carrying and ways about them that are not conducive to a positive relationship. And together you guys can evolve and make that change. But like somebody said in the comments, she felt like she's going up, perfectionist with hair. She feel like she's going up, but her person isn't. And so then that's when it's time to make an assessment. Okay, well, is this the situation for me? Because I'm actively feeling like this is not enough now. I'm actively not able to thrive in this relationship. And so now is it time for me to make a move? All right. So again, soulmates are here to teach us lessons. So when you get cards that come out and they're not necessarily the most positive, it's because this person's behavior is meant to push you. It's meant to get you to a place where you're sick of your own self. You're sick of yourself for accepting less than what you deserve. All right, so now let's move on with the next card, which is ascending. Okay, so we have transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, and preparing for union. So this is a very positive card. Okay, so this is a very positive card because despite whatever you've been dealing with, you know, you've been triggered in a good way. Okay, you've been triggered in a good way to recognize where you deserve more, recognize when you're settling for less, recognize when it's time to make some changes. Okay, recognize when it's time to put your foot in someone's ass. Like, look, get it together. All right, so can we get some messages to clarify ascending? All right. Okay. You got 3 cards instead of 2, and that's great because this is a story. All right, so you got the Sun card, right? Most positive card in the deck. Leo energy. We also got the Tower, sudden changes. Everything seems like it's chaotic and crashing down, but really this is bringing in necessary change. And then we've got the Knight of Pentacles, and I don't know if you recognize the symbolism. This person is moving on, okay? I don't even need you, horse. Like, whether I got the horse or not, I'm still moving, okay? The Knight of Pentacles is also someone who takes their time. The Knight of Pentacles is someone who's moving towards abundance, but leaving abundance in his wake also. So there's 2 things I'm picking up. All right, your ascension is that you have finally seen the light. And when I say see the light, you see the light of yourself. The sun is shining down on this person. I don't know if you can see. I know the lighting is off, but she's got her arms wide open. The sun is shining on her. She's realizing her worth. Her confidence is high. She loves herself. She feels good about herself. She loves the skin that she's in at this moment. The Tower moment, something happened. Okay, that's Aries, Scorpio energy also. Something happened to usher this change in. It was like one day you just woke up and was like, I deserve better than this. You woke up like, oh my God, I'm the shit. You just woke up realizing that whatever you went to sleep with on your heart that night was just beneath you. It was lower than you should be operating. And so some of you are going to make a decision to move on. Okay. It's like, listen, I'm moving on from a situation that's going to hold me back or a person that doesn't appreciate me. Others of you, I honestly don't see a lot of staying in this situation. So this may not resonate with everyone only because this other person's energy is so negative. Only because it's like this other person needs therapy. Okay, this is more than just I'm going to set you straight. Yes, you're going to set the person straight and create those boundaries for yourself. But unless the other person's willing to go out and do the work, if you're ascending and they're not, and they're stuck in that energy, all they're going to do is pretend. Okay, all they're going to do is pretend like they're respecting you, and the minute something goes wrong, you're going to get that nasty, ugly energy that they kind of possess. So I see a lot of you moving on. But for those of you who do stay, you need to be patient. Okay, that's what the Knight of Pentacles is telling you, to be patient, because you see he's walking. Okay, so he's going to get there even slower than somebody who's riding a slow horse. Okay, so if you're in a situation with someone and you feel like you're ascending and you feel like this person is negative energy and you're sticking with them, okay, and you may be having a situation right now which is just blowing everything wide open and putting everything out there. You know, this could be a big argument. This could be someone losing their job. This is just something that's shaking things up for you. Just be patient, because it's going to take your patience, and it's going to take building a positive foundation. It's going to take teamwork. It's going to take mutual effort. So recognize that, yes, you're ascending and change is here, but if you're making that change with a mutual person, you're going to have to allow them to catch up, the time that they need to also ascend. And everyone doesn't ascend on the same level. So if you choose to stay in that situation, then that's something that you're going to have to be aware of. Okay. Now let's get down to the dirty. Girl with a snake. So here we can determine, is this situation even something that you can salvage, or how can you salvage it, or what is this person's true intention? So that's what I want to know. I want to know, girl with the snake, what is this person's true intentions when it comes to group number 2? Okay. All right. What are this person's intentions when it comes to group number 2? Okay. All right, group number 2. So here's the thing with this person. I'm moving on because I'm sick of the bull. I deserve better. And it took me years to get to this point with failed relationships. Yes, you know what? That sometimes you just got to do that. You have to move on for yourself. Group number 2, you may be dealing with somebody who is not really mentally stable, or they just have a lot of anguish, mental anguish. May not even have anything to do with you. Part of their struggles, it's their perception of love. Okay. This person didn't have the best examples of what a healthy relationship was growing up. That could also be part of why they are the way they are. For some of you, this person had a really bad relationship in their past, and so mentally, as far as relationships are concerned, they're always in a negative perspective. They're always coming from a negative place. And so when we talk about intentions, it's like, again, if a person is walking around actively damaged, okay, and when someone's damaged, looking back at that 10 of wands card with the burdens, 9 times out of 10, this person has left a wake of failed relationships or damage in their past. What is their intention really with you then, other than to selfishly take from you because they have nothing to give, because they're just in a very negative place? This person's in a very negative place. I don't know if you can see this person, in her mind, her thoughts are messed up. She's got crows, this represents her thoughts. So the black birds, that's kind of her negative thoughts. And within that, we do have one bird here that's kind of positive. You're not going to see it with the glare, but it's blocked. It's almost like that positive thought can't even get through to this person. So some of you may be dealing with a Gemini or someone who has Gemini energy. But this person, I don't necessarily feel like their intentions are bad. I just feel like they have a lot of negative experiences that have built up their perception to what it is now. So that's why leaving is not necessarily the only option, but it will take a lot of patience, and it will take this person doing the work also, It could be depression. It could possibly be a broken heart, because when I was shuffling certain cards that came up for me, I feel like this person had a very bad, either if this person wasn't married before, if they were married before, they had a really bad marriage. If they didn't have a marriage, they had a really difficult childhood. All right. That's what I was seeing. Their childhood experience broke their heart. If they were in a really bad marriage, that literally broke their heart. And so this is something that they're still healing with, and it has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. And so What am I gonna do? Two, you need another card. I need another message. All right, let's just get another. I feel like for with Cinnamon Star, I'm picking up more of depression for your question. All right, so let's just try to see what is the message regarding this person. Oh, okay. No, does not resonate. Sorry. For those of you who are choosing to stay with this person, you're going to have to give them a lot of attention. That's what those cards are telling me. You're going to have to give this person, like, put the computer away. It's going to take you trusting this person, because with this energy, I feel like there's not a lot of trust in this situation. But if you're going to make it work, you're going to have to trust the person. Okay, so the general message for this particular reading is different pages. You and this person don't share the same vision. All right. And so when we have the Lovers card coming out in reverse, that's kind of what this is telling us. When the Lovers card is in the upright, these two people are on the same page. Okay. These two people are on the same page. He's looking into her soul. She's letting him. She's looking into his soul. He's letting her. But in the reverse, we don't have that same kind of flow. Okay. In the reverse, we have people who have different wants, different needs. We still could have a connection. There's still a lot of chemistry, but fundamentally, you're just not at the same place. If you're elevating and this person is still stuck in depressive or heartbroken energy, you can't, what are you doing? What are you working towards together? So either there has to be some healing. Okay, there definitely has to be healing if things are going to progress. If not, it's always going to be this energy of being frustrated. All right, so that was group number 2. Cinnamon Star, my Cash App is on the screen, has a $ QOV76. And thank you. I see the notifications. I thank anybody who has sent a donation. I really appreciate that. I really, really, really do. All right, so group number 2, if that resonated with you, let me know. Okay, we're going to clear this out because that was rough. That one had me sweating. All right, and we're going to move on to group number 3. Thank you, Elegy, for posting. Thank you for posting my info. All right, so group number 2, if that resonated with you, let me know. He's a good person at heart, but I just don't have the energy. Yeah, so, and you know what? Sometimes the break is temporary. It's not necessarily a forever, Sometimes you need to, give a person a wake-up call. And sometimes that wake-up call is enough for them to realize that they got to take care of some things on their own. Sometimes creating those boundaries, is what we need so that that person isn't constantly just encroaching on us and taking from us. Okay, so group number 3, if you chose the speaker, it's time. You can't deal with it in the package that it's in now. The form that he's in now, you kind of, he needs to work on himself, and it's not about you. It's not about you. You can't fix him, can't do it. He's got to do the work for himself. He's got to recognize where he needs work and actively do that. All right. So, all right, moving on to group number 3. I'm going to do the bell again for group number 3. All right. So group number 3, this is going to be your themes, your reading. Okay. So what are the messages for group number 3? Okay. All right, we've got one more message. Can we get one more message for group number 3? Okay, group 3. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I see a progression here. Okay, group number 3. Group number 3. Group number 3. All right. So, group number 3, you may be healing from some type of heartbreak. Okay, you've got healing heart. So this is healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. Okay. The next card we have is the Sword and Rose. Clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power. Okay. This is, to me, this is like the honesty card. Okay. Whether it's being honest with yourself or honest with another person. Then you've got paradise, okay? So you've got happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Then you've got abundance, okay? Keep a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude and bliss. All right, group number 3. So I feel like group number 3, you're almost like whatever you've experienced, it's made you better. Okay. For some of you, you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you're taking inventory of yourself, and you're being really honest and realistic about, where your hurt has been or the hurt that you've overcome. For some of you, I feel like you've gotten out of a bad situation. Okay. Some of you may have even been the toxic person. Okay. If you weren't the toxic person, you definitely got away from a toxic person. And you're healing. Okay. You're actively healing. You're getting over it. You're making progress. Every day is better than the last day. You're honest with the people that you meet, about yourself, about your experiences. You don't feel any type of shame. Hey, look, this is what I've been through. This is who I am. You're very much in alignment with everything, with your mind, with your heart, with your soul. And because of that, you're able to experience happiness right now, because even though no one's perfect, you appreciate your progress. You appreciate the fact that you can recognize that what you're feeling today is infinitely better than what you felt when this situation first happened. All right. So you are happy for the little victories. Every day is a victory for you, and you're happy about that. And that brings abundance. Okay. That type of energy, that type of attitude brings abundance. Keeping a positive mindset, keeping your mind on, it's like, how to keep your eyes on the prize, keep your mind on the prize. Okay. Keeping those thoughts, even if you have days where you think about the things that happen to you, not allowing that to be the main focus. Just allowing those thoughts to kind of pass through, but recognizing and having gratitude for how far you've come. And that's what's really important. And that gratitude kind of goes back to that statement about the infinity and living in that kind of energy. When we're in that gratitude, when you can feel gratitude just for how far you've come in a situation, that's gold. That's like soul, gold for your soul. That's something that's really important. And that's something that will bring more opportunities to you. When you can find ways to be happy despite whatever negativity, when you don't allow negativity to hold you back, that's gold for yourself, So group number 3, this is like a great reading. For those of you who are single, I'm seeing that you might have a lot of options going on right now, because you had one more card and it was just sitting there on the top of the deck out of place. So, you may have a lot of options right now, but you have to make a decision about whether you want to date seriously or whether you're just trying to have, some fun. Make that decision so that you don't get caught up, because you've made so much progress that you can't afford to set yourself back, trying to make somebody here for a long time when they were just here for a good time, right? So let's go ahead and let's break it down card by card. So the first card is Healing Heart. Yeah, that's having somebody who can stick by you even when you're feeling triggered is amazing. I want some serious fun for the long haul. Okay, just went through some bad memory lane energy. It happens. But as long as we don't stay there, okay? So once you get out of that bad memory lane energy, then think about the kind of fun that you want to have going forward. What does that fun look like for you? All right, so Healing Heart. Those of you who have gotten out of a toxic relationship, you've come a long way. All right, you've come a long way because you left something behind that you at one point thought was very valuable. For some of you, you might have thought that relationship was the one. You may have thought you were so in love with this person. But every day that goes by, you think about the situation less and less. It's like, again, it's the shifting of the perception. And I think that the previous reading number one, I should say, was being guided to shift their focus. And for you, instead of focusing on the disappointments and the sadness, you're focusing on taking one step at a time. Okay, so that is Healing Heart. All right, the next card you have is Sword and the Rose. Okay, it's the balance, right. All right, so let me clarify a message for Sword and the Rose. Okay. So for some of you, with the Sword and the Rose, we have clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection. Some of you realize that you had to heal from something from your childhood. All right. For some of you, you were clinging to a bad pattern in your childhood. So whatever that was determined the type of partners you attracted. So if you were in the toxic relationship, you attracted that partner due to whatever this negative memory, this negative experience that you had as a child. For some of you, you were the toxic person in relationships because of things that you experienced in your childhood. And some of you realize that. Some of you finally realize, oh, this is what I'm doing. Okay. Some of you developed coping mechanisms. You developed a way to protect yourself. Like, I don't know if you see, we've got the Four of Pentacles here and the Six of Cups in reverse. So you were basically protecting yourself. It's like when you were younger, you experienced something that left you feeling unprotected. You experienced something where you felt like at that point, maybe a parent or someone should have protected you, but they didn't. And so you developed a way to protect yourself. You may have developed a really hard exterior. You developed a toughness to you. And the consequence of that sometimes is that we tend to attract people that we have to protect ourselves against. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, okay, I have to protect my heart. And so then I attract someone who, lo and behold, I got to protect my heart from them. So for some of you, you've recognized this. Okay. For some of you, you realize that whatever was happening in your relationships was due to something that had been way, 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 way back in the past. And then you were able to adjust. You were able to shift your focus. You were able to start healing from that situation. Okay. So the next card we have is Paradise. All right. So this is happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Some of you, this could be the kind of relationship you're in now. So you got out of a toxic relationship and now you're in a relationship with someone that you can just be free with, someone that you can actually experience that, freeness that you wish that you could have experienced as a child. Like sometimes we get with partners and they bring out that inner child. They give us space. They make us feel comfortable enough to be that person that we've been protecting this whole time. Okay. So some of you, that's the relationship that you're in now. Others of you, that's the relationship that you want or the relationship that you're trying to attract into your life. Okay. So can I get another card to clarify what's going on for paradise? All right. Okay. So, look at that. And it's interesting. All right. Because previously on the last card, you got the Six of Cups that came out in the reverse, but now it's coming up in the upright. You still had this Four of Pentacles, but now this is about feeling safe, right? Because you're with someone. Either you're with someone that makes you feel safe or you trust yourself now. You trust yourself now to attract partners that will allow you to be the better version of yourself, that will allow that inner child to thrive. So some of you, you're attracting a soulmate or you attracted your soulmate. You're going to attract someone who is going to help you remember the good times. When we have difficult memories from our childhood, sometimes that tends to overshadow everything. But you may have had some times in your childhood or some people in your childhood that were, not bad. Everything is not all bad. As many times as we experience trauma, we do have good experiences, but the younger you are is 9 times out of 10 more times that the negative will overshadow the good experiences. But either way, you're with somebody now who makes you feel safe, or you're attracting a partner that will allow you to experience that kind of love that you feel like you should have experienced when you were younger. Okay, R, those are your vibes. Okay, those are you. If you're group number 3, hey, no matter what group you are in, if this resonates with you, then that's for you. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and see what's going on with this abundance card. All right, let's go ahead. Can we get some information on the abundance card? Okay. So basically, right now, the abundance is a reward. The abundance is keeping a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude and bliss. I feel like some of you, again, we're not perfect, right? You've come a long way, but you still struggle with some negative emotions. You still struggle sometimes with feeling appreciated. You still struggle sometimes with, emotional fulfillment, or just feeling like, especially if you connected, if you resonated with that childhood issue, then even though you're making progress, there's still some times where you feel that lack of emotional support. Okay. And sometimes that may cause you to be a little bit emotionally immature, or maybe, it's just an emotional immaturity. It's a feeling of never feeling satisfied, feeling like you're not going to get your way or not going to get what you want. But this is something that you're dealing with, okay? You're fighting this. You're not going to give up. You're not giving up on yourself. You're allowing yourself the space to have those negative feelings come up, but then also recognizing where it's not time to live there. It's just a memory, okay? It's just a memory. It's something that happened. It's not currently happening now. So I'm not going to, adjust my whole day and my whole life around this feeling. That was something in the past. And that's where the abundance comes in, okay? That's where the abundance comes in. Keeping that positive mindset. Yes, even if you lack emotional support from the people around you, you give yourself that emotional support. And that's what this card represents. Doesn't matter if the people around you are not supporting you, support yourself, okay? Because once you support yourself, there's nothing that anyone can do to let you down. A lot of times we rely on others to give us, to feed us, we vibe off of others for emotions. But once you create that happiness within, that's what the Paradise card is about. Once that happiness comes from you, right? If it's not coming from others, it doesn't matter anymore because you already have it. You are happiness. Doesn't matter if you're not getting it. If you're not getting that emotional support from others, doesn't matter because you're pulling it from yourself. Okay? And part of your healing process, part of your honesty is recognizing that it's on your damn self. It's on me. It is not on anyone else to provide me with happiness. It's not on anyone else to support me emotionally. Yes, those are qualities that we look to in relationships that are important. So again, if you are in a situation where you're feeling like you're not supported emotionally in a relationship, it's time to do something. It's time to make some changes. But no, Island Girl, you're right. We don't need someone else's validation to make any changes for ourselves. That's just things for us to appreciate. That's just the icing on the cake. That's just things to, be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going on and other people recognize it. But if other people don't recognize it, we still got it going on. If no one recognizes it, you still have it going on. If no one loves you, you still love yourself, so you're always loved. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to you being the most important person that you've ever met. All right, group number 3. So that was your reading. I'm seeing that for a lot of 3s that did resonate. So I'm glad that, I'm tapping into some people because, we're vibing. So, I feel like these messages can actually, depending on whether you pick 1, 2, or 3, doesn't matter. If you got a message, if something resonated with you, then that's what's the most important, and all of us have areas that we can improve on. And sometimes, we think we've got it or, you got the hang of it. And there's some other area that needs some attention. Sometimes like with the car, you're always worrying about whether you've got gas in the car. Okay, well, did we put some air in the tires? You know what I'm saying? Do we have oil in the engine? Like we focus on the bigger things, and then certain other things we kind of let, we don't put as much importance on. But as a whole, right, we want to run smooth. We want to be a whole individual. So in order to be whole, I should say, it's very important to accept all aspects of ourselves, not just the parts of ourselves that we like or that we think other people will like, but just, everything about us. And if there's things that you want to change, then you actively make those changes. But give yourself that space and give yourself that patience for the changes to occur because, changes don't happen overnight. You will have setbacks. You will have negative memories. You'll have nights where you cry for no reason. I made my friend laugh because I like to play like an R&B concert when I take a shower. So I'll take my speaker and I have my playlist. And the other day, I don't know what the moon was in. I don't know what the stars were doing, but I'm singing my heart out and my songs are going through. And this one song comes in that I used to like relate to a particular relationship. And so, over the years, I'm like, oh, I'm over this now and I'm fine. So I'm singing the song with this attitude like, oh, this song can't touch me. And by the end of the song, I'm in the shower like, woo! Just bawling my eyes out, just crying. And I just laugh because I'm like, I don't know where that came from, but obviously it was something that needed to come out. And I didn't stun it. I cried, I finished my shower. I laughed at myself. I got out and I did whatever else I was going to do after that because it was just a moment. Your feelings, whatever you're feeling right now in 10 minutes, you might not even feel that, So there's no point of changing your whole reality to match, how you feel in a moment. All right. Thank you, perfectionist. Thank you so much. But yeah, you'll have those moments and take it in stride. Don't get stuck on it. It happens. It happens to the best of us. You're having a great day. was a great day. You're driving and you zone out for a minute and you remember something and that shit just pisses you off. You're fine. You're fine. What happens? It happens, but let it go. Let it, for whatever reason, it had to come through at that time. And you just let it pass on through. Okay. Passing through, no problem. So that was our relationship healing readings. So how are we feeling, guys? How's everybody feeling?
Well nourished. This I gotta say, and I want everybody in the chat room to just show appreciation, because this is so much good information, good quality, the way you communicate it. Everything is just, it's like that perfect meal. It's just, I'm sitting here learning something. Just for everybody just to put a good word in so she could see it for herself, because shows like this, it's far and few between, and you just keep coming with it. It's like I just want it to end.
I'm in the zone.
Go as long as you want.
I'm in the zone. I'm gonna do a couple more, but I don't know why I don't eat before I come on. But I'm always hungry. I'm starving now. Check Wanda's message. Okay, hold on.
But you gotta come on more. You gotta come on more. Do a few more, but you gotta come on more. And you can end when you feel. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Where's Wanda? All right, I've got a few messages here. I don't know. Ella G just she gave me a when Ella G talks, you listen. So
that's right.
Let me check my emails. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me.
While you're checking, I'll be yapping. I guess. Yeah, for us to benefit from your years of study and meditation and have it in such a concentrated manner, we gotta. And this goes for you and any other person out there who is in an area of expertise where they can just flow like this, and you can just get it so easily. And it's got to be appreciated, because you just can't talk like this just because you read a paragraph or a chapter out of a book and said, okay, let me just brush up on this and come on right now.
Right.
You had to live this to be able to do this like this, and be intuitive and in touch with yourself. So, with all those things and study and just being in that zone, just to be here and come share this, and to be so generous to come share this. And I'm not shy to say it. Hit her on the Cash App. Just
First of all, I want to say thank you. I just was able to look at my phone, so I want to say thank you to everyone that sent me a Cash App. I want to say, Romy, I see these comments. I've been noticing. Like, I see Queen Murat. I love you too. Thank you, Timberly. Like, you guys, I've come on here before and I've done readings before, but tonight, there's something going on where I'm just I'm feeling the love. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys are feeling the love back, because I just feel like it's just a great vibe. I feel like it was the right amount of, inquisitiveness and wanting to be receptive. Remember, the initial message was about being receptive, giving and taking. So, I appreciate you guys, because, it goes both ways. So, if I can give to you and then you guys, showing me love, you're showing me that you're receiving it. That makes me feel great. And, even though I'm starving, I can sit here and just keep going and pulling you some more cards, because it feels good, And I don't know. It's just the experiences that I talk about, there are things that I've been through. And, I'm not ashamed to say that, I've been in a toxic relationship, or that I've been the toxic person in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm doing these readings, I can have understanding on both sides, and if I do determine that the person that I'm reading for is the toxic person, I can empathize with you and, get that message out without making you feel like you're a piece of shit because you're toxic, So I think like it's just important to embrace your experiences. Embrace where you are right now. You know, even if it's not where you want to be. Um, you've come a long way. You know, some of us, we've gone on cycles. We've had highs and we've had lows, and we've had highs and then we've gone low again. But it's a ride, you know. And if you respect that, listen, the longer that you know, hold on to something that's no longer serving you, is the longer that it keeps you from actually going to where you want to be, you know. So, you know, it is what it is. Life. You meet people. You know, we know that there's people that come into your life and you don't know where they came from, where they've been, how come they couldn't come sooner, but you just appreciate it all the same. And sometimes, you know, meeting the right person can change your life. So hopefully, you know, I can help somebody here for the better going forward. You know, and I tell you guys to email me, like I do check my emails. So if there's something, you know, maybe one of you will change my life going forward. You never know. So I'm all about it. Yep, it was meant to be. All right, so the next thing, I'm going to have a little fun. Let's try to have a little bit of fun. So picking the same numbers, we don't have to change numbers. I'm going to pull from a deck that I created for my readings. So it's called Lyrical Love, okay? So it's based off of the 78 tarot cards, but every card has a song that I associate with it. So I think I did this before and the chat kind of really loved it. So again, throw your numbers up in the chat and I'm going to pick 3 cards, one for each number, and then we'll see which song you guys get and see if that resonates with you. Okay. All right. So remember number 1, number 2, number 3. All right, so group number 1, what is the card? What is the song for group number 1? And if you don't know the song, you can go and look up the lyrics and see if they resonate with you or listen to it. A lot of times listening to it, you'll kind of feel a little like ding. And even if it doesn't represent your current situation, it could probably show you where you need to heal from something that happened to you previously. Okay? Learned behaviors become survival techniques. That's true. Okay, that was group number 2. And what's the song for group number 3? Oh, okay. Sometimes you wonder what in the hell. Man, listen. That used to be my catchphrase. How the hell did I get here? How did I get here? How did I? And then you start realizing. It's like, how did you get here? Well, you were driving the car, bitch. So you tell us how we got here. Okay, you're in charge. All right. So group number 1, you got "You Remind Me" by Mary J. Blige. So this is the 6 of Cups. So thankfully, it's in the upright, which represents positive memories from the past. It also represents people who may be a bit nostalgic. You could be in a situation where either you've been with this person for a long time, you may have children with the person, or they just remind you of somebody that you were with before, but they remind you of the good qualities, the good parts of that relationship. Okay, so look it up, Mary J. Blige, "You Remind Me." Okay. Next, we have group number 2, and we've got "Love on the Brain" by Rihanna. So this Empress Elegy picked 1, 2, and 3. This is the 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so for some of you, you have a decision to make between either 2 people, all right, or between balancing your love life with either your work life or your social life, your active life. Something there's some sort of decision that needs to be made. Some of you are deciding whether or not you're going to stay in a relationship or leave a relationship. But right now, you know, love is a very big part of your thoughts. Okay. And then group number 3, Breakdown, Mariah Carey. Okay. And this is the Death card. So even though it's a kind of sad song, it's also about transformation. Because as she's singing, she's low key exposing her weaknesses. She's exposing her delusions. She's exposing the things that she did to fool herself into thinking that the person that she was in a relationship, which was toxic, was right for her. And so now she's at a place of breakdown, but I don't think she's really surprised about it. So some of you may have gone through that process. Some of you're going through that right now, and it's transforming you. You know what I'm saying? It's transforming you because you're taking a look at yourself. So even though you feel like you're going through some type of emotional upheaval, you're going through some changes, you're in the moment, okay? You're not suffering any delusion. You're not fooling yourself. It is what it is. I'm sad. I'm hurt. I'll be okay, though. I'll be all right. So if those resonated with you, those were your lyrical love messages. And if anyone has any questions, we could do some questions now before I go and finally eat my dinner.
Yes, you deserve it. Thanks again for just sharing yourself like this.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And you know what? To be honest, like that time, that gap where I was like, "Oh, I'm coming to do a show," I needed to I had some recalibration to do, to be honest. So a lot of times I'm very careful of engaging when I'm not in the best place. And
right.
That's just for me. I want to give the best when I come on here. I want to do the best that I can. I want to engage with you guys. And if I'm not in a good mood, if I'm feeling a certain type of way, and it's not even a good mood, because I'm always, even when I'm in a bad mood, I'm in a good mood, if that makes any sense. I'm one of those grumpy for no reason people sometimes. I'll be grumpy.
You have to realize that you're such a quality person that 30% of you might be better than 200% of another person.
True.
What you have to offer. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And lots of times we self-analyze and remember back in the days when I used to go to the gym and stuff, and one day I felt like, man, I gave 120%, and the next day I say, oh, I gave 60%. Well, I stopped doing that because I said, you know what, I'm going to give 100% every day. And so how do you do that? Well, I give 100% of what I have. You see what I mean? So don't worry about comparing one day to the next, whatever. Now you know how you feel,
right?
But you understand that person that receives what it is that you have to offer, the other percentage of you that may not have been engaged didn't matter because they still got it because you had what they wanted. You see what I mean?
Good point. You do make a point. You make a point.
Like, you got a point, but I ain't gonna.
No, you do, because sometimes that is something that sometimes even my down days is not really down compared to someone else's. So, again, like I said, I'm also one of those people where I know sometimes I'm a little hard on myself, but then I also do know when I need to rest. I also know where, okay, you need to kind of slow down, take a break, step back. So
I'm struggling with that, really bad. I mean, I know it and everything, but that's my biggest struggle because it's like 5 more minutes. I'll do one more thing. Oh, the sun is up at 6 o'clock at 6:30.
That's
and
me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, for 2 days, what happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Help. I can't help you right now. I'll call you back. It's been 2 days. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you take a little out of yourself, and then you're ineffective in a bad way for the next 2 days. Yeah, but it's hard for me to do that because I love creativity. I love the engagement. And I was just saying to myself, I was sitting here as you were speaking, and I said, I got to be the luckiest guy. I moved to another country, and I get to do shows like this, which I'm not doing this when I'm just here, but I get to experience this, and this has helped me to make the transition where not that I'm in my own world, but it just really helped me. So I go out, I see different things, but on a cerebral level, I'm right here with my family, yourself, Empress Ella G, the chat room, and even everybody's not here, the
Right,
comments.
right.
It really helped me. It's really helped me. I'm like, wait a second, where's my midlife crisis? It's less than 2 years before I'm 60. So this is all using my mind, the creativity, coming up with shows and expressing myself. And not only that, but allowing others to express themselves. And a couple of compliments have come in the chat room, and I wanted to answer them, but I'm over here doing some stuff, but I see them, and it's about the platform, a wide range platform where it's not just one narrow-minded thing.
Right,
where
right.
people have different gears and enjoy each other and get serious and get sentimental and get stupid sometime. I'm always hosting those shows, right? but just to have that and just to meet and share our energy is a very, very special thing, because especially at this time with what's going on out in the world, whether you believe it's yay or nay, we need that human contact more than anything else.
Right. That's true. It's true. It's true. Thank you for everybody in the chat. You guys are going crazy in the chat. I love it. Rome, thank you very much. Sharon, I love you, Sharon. I told you to email me. Timberly, thank you. I want to thank everybody. You guys, I feel so loved. Queen Marat, thank you so much. You guys are just amazing. This is a great group. Tashina, I see. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm just glad you guys enjoyed it, and I'm glad that everybody could take something away from it. It was great. It was a great experience, and I'll definitely be back sooner than later this time to do it again.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, whenever you feel just right, and you say, I want to do this, But in the meantime, may you enjoy every delicious bite of your meal.
Thank you.
You earned it.
And guys in the chat, you have my email. So if you guys even have topics that you want to talk about when I come back on, don't be shy. You can email me. Let me know, what you enjoyed, what you would like to, have happen and talk about. I'm totally open to that. Okay. I'm open to readings. If you guys want to do a reading with me, if you just want to do something small to get your feet wet, if you've never had one, we can do that. If you want to book something big, we could do that too. All right. So email me. I'm here. I listen and I talk back. Okay, guys. And thank you, Lance. Thank you for having me on. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's an honor. You're the meal. I'm just a plate. Nobody goes to the restaurant. Just, they have nice plates. Let's go to the city and eat an empty plate.
Oh, you know what? You said that and it clicked something earlier, and I didn't talk about it. So I'm glad you mentioned it again. So there's another. She started off doing tarot, but now she's kind of evolved to more spiritual. But I listened to her. She has a podcast. Her name is Amber Khan, and she does. She also goes by the Quietest Revolution. But she had a meditation that basically takes you to the best restaurant in the universe. And if you can follow this guided steps to the meditation, basically the concept is that you can have whatever you want, and what you get is based off of your thoughts, what you believe. So when she's doing the guided meditation, how you show up to the restaurant dressed is based on yourself. Like, did you show up in a ball gown, or is best dressed to you, right? So it's like, did you shortchange yourself? So a lot of times, I kind of like that concept of, listen, think about your life as going to the restaurant. What are you ordering? What are you guys ordering?
That's right.
So maybe keep that in mind now when we start journaling and we start trying to meditate and we start trying to be more conscious of our thoughts and what we're doing. Am I constantly ordering hamburgers, or am I going out and sometimes ordering a Thai cuisine, or, a Caribbean feast, or, if you like French cuisine, whatever it is? Am I just settling for the everyday, the stuff that I can get all the time? Or am I giving myself the opportunity to order something that I've never had before?
That's right. Because some people feel so, I don't want to say low. They just underestimate themselves, and they never consume, they never indulge. They feel less than themselves. And, they will have the money symbolically, they'll have the opportunity, and they'll always order that cheapest thing on the menu.
Right.
just the same way now, you have other people who they're not there yet in their personal development and they think the highest of themselves. They don't care, you know? So that's just the way it is. So you have to reflect and you don't have to feel guilty for, it's not about feeling high on yourself. You know, you should be where you should be. You should always think the best of yourself. If anybody out there tells you, oh, you feel high on yourself and you think you're all that, well, they're telling you they don't think much of themselves because it's a relative term. You know, and when they tell me that, I said, wow, how would you insult me like that?
Right.
I'm supposed to be higher. You know what I mean? Go the opposite way. Don't apologize to these people.
Right.
They're going to tear you down. Never apologize for that. And people do these things in subtle little ways to keep you, you know, you might go to an actual restaurant and order something that you always order. Oh, excuse me. Look at what you're ordering.
Right.
I don't you do. So, you know, it's all relative. That's my standard. If that's your standard, then you accept that.
Right. There's always going to be someone who tries to challenge your high standards for yourself. You know, because they don't have the same standards set for themselves.
Oh, that's right.
It's not your problem. You know, it's not your problem. So
we should
carry on.
Wow. Well, are you ready? I'm not kicking you out. We can.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely ready. My stomach. I don't know if you guys can hear it. My stomach is over here growling.
I don't want you to get so hungry that, you know, through association, like when you hear a bell and, you know, like you think of the show, oh, I ain't coming on there. I was hungry. I want you to feel good and say, I had a good meal after.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. We good.
All right.
So well, I want to say good night to everybody.
Yes.
Thank you again.
Thank you always. I'm always appreciative of you being here. Thank you so much. All right.
See you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah.